And thank you for coming to today's Power Workshop. I'm actually presenting. I'm Stacey Davis, and today's topic will be the syllabus, and I'm going to assign syllabus as syllabus. Okay? The agenda. Everything you see in bold is required. Everything else is not required. It's recommended, but not required. Okay? So we hope you use your syllabus as a way to set the tone or the expectations for the course. It's basically a contract between you as faculty and students taking the course. Hopefully, your students will find the syllabus a valuable resource through the semester. That's, we can hope, right? You can also think of it as the course Bible, right? So, now Middle States, they have expectations for their accreditation. All of this information they expect to see in your syllabus. So the course description, you notice it has both a star and a plus. The star means you can find that information in your course outline. The plus means students can find that information if they search or register for the course on SIS, right? That information pops up in the catalog. So in a minute, I'm going to show you where to find your course outlines, because that's changed with the semester conversion. But course description, course credit, is it a 3-credit or a 4-credit course? The objectives of the course, the topics, student outcomes, text or resources used, and then your determination for figuring out grades. All that information Middle States expects to see in your syllabus. So, to find your course outline, go to My Courses. Don't log in the regular way with your DCE. If you go below, there's a non-RIT account. Okay, if you click there, the username and password are the same, and they're conversion_guest. And then once My Courses opens, you're going to pick the NTID calendar conversion, under content, and then course outlines are there. Okay, pretty easy to find. RIT has their own expectations that are even more than Middle States. So RIT has an academic integrity or integrity statement they expect to see. You have to refer to their honor code. So the websites for both the honor code and the academic integrity policy are here. An example is from the RIT. I'll show you later, but RIT has a website devoted to creating your syllabus. And this is an example that from their website. So, and of course you can adjust it to meet the needs of your department. You can put it in. The other required is academic accommodations. You need a statement related to that.
So that statement should be copied and pasted verbatim?
You can. It's what RIT recommends. Like, why create the wheel again, right? If they're going to give me the wheel, I'm going to use it. So I just use their language. It might be something worth discussing with students, because the DSO, they send us, right? When a student makes a request for an accommodation, we're sent. We have to confirm we received that. I'm not sure if the students realize that we know that they've made the request for an accommodation. But then you can kind of reinforce and put the onus on the student that they need to approach you and talk about their needs. But you're saying you're willing to accommodate their needs, so. This is not required to be in your syllabus, but understand we are required to report. So the provost, I believe it was 2-3 years ago, he sent a memo highly encouraging us to include, and this is RIT, their language. So I don't necessarily put this in my syllabus, but I include it in my important course documents, so students have access to this information. It's up to you if you want to include it. It is encouraged. So, and it just continues. NTID doesn't require anything special, but a few years ago we were encouraged to include a communication statement. So this example is from my syllabus. Just encouraging everyone to be respectful of each other and realize we're from different backgrounds and have different communication styles, and we need to respect each other. Emphasizing patience and waiting to be recognized so everyone can look at a person who's speaking. I think most of our students realize now, and I believe we as faculty recognize, if there's a communication mismatch, we can request access services, students can request access services. I don't know if I would include this statement in my syllabus, but it's something to be aware of. So, information to include, and remember the bold must be there. So the course title, right, the course number, section number, the semester you're teaching, the academic year, when and where the class meets, other information you maybe want to include. Is it a traditional classroom? Is it an online course? Is it blended? Is it flipped? And any other course specifics. So, oops. Okay. Other important information, obviously your name, your office hours and office location, your contact information. You may want to include your preferred way to communicate with students. Do you prefer they come to your office, or would you prefer they email, set up an appointment? The last one I put down was instructor's pronoun preference. I've included that because I believe it's a subtle way to let students who are sensitive to that know that you're sensitive to their needs. And that might start a conversation. So the course description, The course overview, it's up to you if you want to include program outcomes. Maybe your teaching philosophy would help students. Maybe you're going to use a different approach to teaching that they're not used to. So that might be a way of introducing that. It's up to you if you want to do a high-level topic. Course materials, books, resources, software, how they can get it. Maybe the ISBN number would help. Sometimes it's cheaper to find in other places than Barnes & Noble. Maybe you have recommended materials that aren't required. I often put material on reserve in the NLC, so you could let them know that's available. Maybe you use technology, so my courses, and add where they can go for technical help. I don't mean tutoring for the course, but I can't log into that software, whatever, that kind of help. Maybe you could include a course schedule. Maybe you're really good and organized, and you can tell them that assignment 1 is due this exact date, and schedule, plan your whole semester. That would be great for students to see in the syllabus. Quiz, exam dates. Final exam is an important one. So, your grading policy is very important to include, right? So how you're going to determine their grades. Students need to know that information, right? Your grading scale, what percentage is an A, what percentage is an A minus, that, yeah. If you have other policies related to grading, you should also include your expectations for the students, right? You expect them to participate. You expect them to attend class. Maybe you have a homework policy or a late assignment policy. If you're teaching an online course, how much time do you expect them to invest every week? Do you expect them to post to my courses? For the students, they should know what to expect from us faculty, right? They should know we will respond to email. We have a policy about maybe it's, during business hours, you'll respond to email. When you're holding office hours, you want to give them feedback in a timely way. How you're going to grade their work. That you will provide a variety of learning experiences for them. Maybe your department has its own policies. Maybe recently we've closed a few times because of the weather. So what do you do in the event of a weather closure? Do you have a policy related to smartphones or laptops? Anything you think applies, you want to include in your syllabus. Because remember, this is setting the tone for your course. So, just some important tips. Make sure it's easy to read. Make sure it's easy to find information. Maybe you want to bold the topics and then expand. So a student can skim, oh, I'm looking for the homework policy, so they can, homework, okay, and then they can read about that. Make sure it's clear and concise and friendly. Now, if you post to my courses, you can pass out an abridged syllabus that refers them to my courses so they can see the full information. Like I mentioned before, I put in the RIT policy on harassment and discrimination. I don't include it. That's like 2 pages in my syllabus, right? So I post it to my courses, but students know they can find it there in the section related to the syllabus. Of all of these recommendations, pick the ones that make sense for your course, right? Some maybe don't apply to your course. For me, I teach astronomy, which means we go outside. I include a clothing policy in my syllabus. It's appropriate for my course that students dress appropriately for the weather. So probably not appropriate or not necessary for other courses that are inside. So some great resources. The Teaching and Learning Services at RIT, they've developed a website. I believe it has 5 or 6 different pages to help you develop your syllabus. They have a checklist. They have a template you can download and put in your information. Most of the information from this, I used their checklist to make sure I covered everything. So, now some tips to help engage your students. Maybe you teach in a department where it's the same cohort of students, right? Moving through taking different courses. If they're always together, you can work together with them and they can develop the syllabus. Then they feel invested and take ownership of the rules, right? So if you let them help you develop the policies that the classroom will use, then they can't complain, right? It was their idea. You can also test students on the syllabus, right? My courses has the quiz feature, so you could ask, maybe make it an assignment. You could even assign, divide the class into teams. And then each team can present 3 ideas from the syllabus. But you also want to make sure you review the syllabus as well, right? And then, like I said at the beginning, the syllabus is a contract. So you could require students to sign, right? Both of you sign, it's a contract. So you have your legal document. So they can't say, I didn't know. They signed.